How's it going, guys? Your boy Nez back again with another video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my recent reflection on the idea of the locus of control. This is straight out of my diary and something that I've never shared with anyone before. Before I share my reflections, it'll be good to first describe what the locus of control even is. So locus is a Latin word for place or center. On the other hand, control is the ability to have rulership or dominion over something. So the locus of control is the place of authority or the place of dominion, right? And so what I've seen in my own life pretty much is that on a psychological sense, in the psychological way of looking at things, we can either place ourselves at the center of everything that is happening, that is having an internalized locus of control, or we can have an external locus of control where we blame other people or we look at externally for what is going wrong. So, for example, I remember when I was in high school, I would always blame myself for getting things wrong. If I got something wrong, it was because I maybe didn't study enough, maybe I didn't know the content, maybe I just wasn't prepared. Whereas I had a mate in high school who, if they didn't do well on their exam, they would blame the teacher was racist, or the exam was just too hard, or the system, the metrics was here to get us. So understanding the locus of control or being aware of that locus of control can be a good balance between having the responsibility of our lives and then at the same time realizing when things are out of our control. So why am I sharing all these things? What's the point? Well, knowing whether or not you've got an internal or external locus of control can be very helpful when it comes to solving problems that come or that arise in your life. To do this, I'm going to share with you a quick framework that I use to determine whether or not I'm internalizing or externalizing certain problems that I might have. The first step is for you to determine whether or not you've got a problem. If you do, you need to ask yourself if you can do anything about the problem. If you cannot do anything about the problem, you have to ask yourself another question of whether anyone else can do something about this problem. If they can, that means it's an externalized problem where you have to liaise, reflect, and act with input from outsiders. However, if you ask yourself the first question and you realize that you can do something about this, then this is an internalized thing that you have to reflect and act on. Using this framework has really helped me solve problems quickly and identify whether something is something that I can have, that I do have power over and that I can do something about, or it's external and that I cannot really do anything about. I usually refer or use the 80-20 rule, which says that 80% of things around me I'm not really in control of, and 20% are the things that I can control. So what are you in control of? And what are you not in control of? And what can you change today? I'll see you in the next video.